Hello, and welcome to a brief explanation about Whisky Wednesday. I'm Rosemary Moon, and Wednesday has always been my lucky day. When I was but a youngster, I won the Women's Gas Federation and Young Homemakers Award on a Wednesday. £150. Yes, that was a fortune when I was about 18. I thought the men would be after me for my money. There we go. Anyway, I am going to make a pact with you, dear viewer, and starting in January 2021, as in now, I am going to try to post a whisky video for you every other Wednesday. So that will probably be twice a month. And although I'm recording this on a Wednesday, and you probably won't see it till Thursday at the very earliest, I can promise you that 2 new whisky videos are going up today onto the internet thingy so that you can see them. And they concern the best whisky for marmalade. We've all got time on our hands, dear viewer, so why not try your hand at making some whisky marmalade? Do you know on rosemarymoon.com you will find interesting information? Now, actually, that could be wrong. Do you know on my YouTube channel, which you found already, you will find a very, very good whisky. I'm getting overexcited. A very, very good marmalade making video, which has helped many, many people over the years. So that's one of them. And then, because much of our faith has been shaken in parliaments just recently, and the problem of over-promising and under-delivering, I've also re-uploaded, well, actually that's a lie, Mr. Moon, who luckily doesn't like whisky. Mr. Moon has republished my Glendronach Parliament video, which is one of those that, okay, it's an expensive whisky, but delicious. And it's one of the ones that had the most hits and thumbs up when my videos were first published. So there we are. I've stuck to my side of the bargain. There's 2 new Whisky Wednesday videos today. And then I'll be back in a couple of weeks with something new. Now, because I love talking to you, I just want to recap on my Christmas whisky video, and thank you very much indeed for all the comments. They've been great, and it's lovely to feel that I'm back in the swing of this. But I just thought I would comment. First of all, do you remember we had the original from the Glasgow distillery of their 1770 release? And yeah, look at that. That's been going down. But I need to point out it's a 50 centilitre bottle. So that's been really well accepted and appreciated by all the people I've shared it with. Yeah, I haven't drunk it all. And then we had the Gordon and MacPhail Milton Duff from their Discovery range. I haven't hit that quite as hard because I have to be in the mood for a really heavily sherried cask at the moment, but it is so smooth and delicious. And then I was delighted when you wrote to me, dear viewer, and talked about how Rock Island is always on your shelf. So again, that's Douglas Lang and their remarkable regional malts. That's part of that. But I went to see my friend Simon. I missed his birthday. So I loaded my bottle basket up with that Christmas collection, took it along the lane so that we could have a dram together. He looked a bit dumbfounded, actually, this strange woman turning up with 4 bottles of whisky to share. And when we got to this, which is the Tomatin from the Gordon and MacPhail Discovery range, he made the comment that he wasn't so good at Highland whiskies because he found them quite harsh. And I wondered whether that's a comment that you agree with. I hadn't really thought about it like that, but I can understand what he means, because I guess there's much more tendency to put them into American oak, and more people are experimenting with slightly more tannic, younger oaks that have lots and lots of flavour to impart. But I'm such a fan of tomato from the appley and creme caramel custard type flavours that are in it, that I was really surprised at his comment. But you know what? Even though I'm a woman, and some would say opinionated, I have come to realise with the passing of time and the wisdom of age that I am not always right. But please don't tell my husband that I said that. So I really thought about this whisky again in light of that. And I thought I should just taste it again for you. You see, to me, that is all about fresh fruit. Maybe it is slightly underripe, and I mean, loads of people love crispy pears, don't they? And you know, the sort of the favouring of Braeburn apples these days above Cox, for example, is, I think, well, that's actually is almost the reverse, because I think a Braeburn is all about crispness. You do, when they're really well tree ripened, you do get a lovely sweetness to them. And Coxes can vary so much between freshly picked and stored and aged. So that's probably a load of twaddle that I've just talked to you, dear viewer, and please don't turn off. But I suppose I can see what Simon meant, because as that's going down, there is a tannic warmth in my mouth, which could be construed as harshness. But I don't find it so. But that is a really interesting comment, and I would just love to hear from you as to whether you agree with me or Simon. And I won't ban you from my channel or anything like that. Goodness me, I need you. If you didn't watch, who would? So, that's my first taste. The fruit is gone, the pepperiness remains. And then, as always, as you'll know, because you are a loyal chap, you know, you are a loyal friend, my second sip is always so much more joined up. I just love it. Maybe it's more of a summer whisky, I don't know. We've had some glorious summer sunshine days up here. Just bright blue, almost Caribbean skies. It's just been incredible. And on a day like that, this on the beach would just be fantastic. So a couple of drops of water in. And then you get all the caramel notes coming out, completely dwarfing the pepper to a certain extent. Completely to a certain extent. Completely dwarfing the pepper, which is struggling to come back in after a swallow. But that is then a not over sweet tart tatin in a glass. Fantastic. So, thumbs up from me for Tom Arton and also for Highland whiskies, which I do love, and I'm going to be exploring much more this year. So, look, Apple Watch, aren't I modern? So, I don't want to go on and on today, because I do that enough, usually. But I want to just tell you about a couple of things. This time you might be interested enough to go and look at rosemarymoon.com, which is my website, because Mr. Moon and I have been travelling a lot recently. Yes. Once a month we're having virtual weekends away, and it is the best fun. So we've been to Scandinavia and Japan, And also we went to Tallinn in Estonia for the Christmas market just before Christmas. We didn't do quite as well with planning that one. But what do? You research the food of the country. You then make a music playlist. You can do that easily. And then you select some travel videos. And, you know, when we went to Scandinavia, we got absolutely hooked on the bridge afterwards. I find that quite scary because I live in a pink and fluffy world. But, oh, it's just the best fun. I didn't get any Myra whiskey when we were there, which I should have done. Had some Nicker from the barrel in Japan. But this weekend we are off to Eastern Canada. And so I have been organised enough to get Stork and Barrel single malt whiskey, which is distilled in Ontario, and I believe is the first malt whiskey to be distilled in Ontario for a century. So I think that's quite stylish, actually, and I'm really looking forward to trying that. So a review of that will appear as part of an occasional series in World Whiskies. And the other thing that I shall do and break out from time to time about is that I shall be looking at the other spirits that are available, especially in Orkney. But I'm going to be starting off with that, with this amazingly stylish and extremely delicious vodka from the Tayport distillery, which is in Fife. Of course, a huge fruit growing area. And I was sent this as a gift. And goodness me, it's delicious. So I will tell you a little bit more about that in a comparative tasting with our wonderful vodka that is produced here in Orkney. So, as I said, when I mentioned, well done, the Glendronach Parliament, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but with a mixture of republishing my old whiskey videos that I'm pleased with and which you loved, I hope that I will be chatting to you once a fortnight and getting the videos up for you to watch on a Wednesday. So, until that time, I'm not really drinking Monday to Thursday at the moment, so this is a bit naughty. But my mum would have been 98 today, and she hated me drinking whiskey. So this is a sheer, utter and bloody act of defiance. I love the stuff. Thank you for watching, friend, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers for now. Cheers, Mum. Good years. Good years.